pleasure teaching for this group, and it is such a testament to this organization and to this crew of people that you're all here right now. I think it's so cool. So today is all about realistic self-care, and we're going to talk a little bit about formal meditation practices, and we're going to talk a little bit about informal practices, and then I will lead you through a little bit of both of those. So just as a reminder, if you're not muted, make sure you mute. I know there are some people who are just joining, which is wonderful. The more the merrier. Okay, so before we get going and chat about a little bit more about mindfulness and meditation, I thought it would be nice to start with a micro meditation. So micro meditation is 1 breath to 1 minute of thoughtful breathing. It's just this idea that all of us are meditators. And a lot of us, when we think about mindfulness and meditation, we think, okay, you got to sit cross-legged, at least 20 minutes or 10 minutes, doing a meditation of some kind where you focus only on your breath. And that is a part of meditation, but I want to empower all of you that mindfulness and meditation can also be just taking 1 thoughtful deep breath. 1 thoughtful deep breath. So we're going to take this a few thoughtful deep breaths together before we get started. And just everybody who's going, make sure you put on mute, yourselves on mute. No worries. We're welcome. The more the merrier. So we're going to start with a little micro meditation. In this micro meditation, we're going to inhale for a count of 5. We're going to hold our breath at the top, feeling into that sensation of fullness of the breath, and then exhale for a count of 5. There's been a lot of interesting science behind this. And if we have a long inhale and a fast exhale, it energizes the body. It makes the mind think, okay, let's go. Let's figure this out and kind of go into decision-making mode, right? If our inhale is a bit shorter than our exhale, and our exhale is really long and extended, it tells the body to totally relax. It says, okay, time for a nap. But we found that if we inhale for a count of 5 and exhale for a count of 5, sort of matching that inhale and exhale and allowing both of them to be a little bit more extended, a little longer and slower than the average breath, it puts your mind into this place of total clarity and productivity. So the body, from a hormonal standpoint, moves out of fight or flight and into rest and digest, but the brain has just the right amount of oxygen to stay alert and awake. And that's really what we're going for today. So I think it's going to be the perfect way to start. So find your meditation positions. That just means getting comfortable wherever you are. And I often recommend both feet on the ground. So putting both feet sturdy on the earth, the ground beneath you, and then going ahead and closing your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. And if closing your eyes doesn't feel like the right option, you can always gaze a few inches in front of you, not particularly focusing on anything. And simply begin by taking an inhale for a count of 5. Holding at the top of the breath and exhaling for 5. Inhaling again once more for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding for a moment. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I just want you to continue to do this for a few moments. Inhaling for 5. And exhaling for 5. Taking one more thoughtful inhale for a count of 5. And one more exhale for 5. And then returning to your natural rhythm of breath, wiggling your toes and your fingers and opening your eyes. And just taking a moment to check in, noticing how you feel. Recognizing that idea of micro-meditation. So 1 breath to 1 minute of thoughtful breathing. That was just 1 minute. It can really help to sort of change the way the body, heart, and mind feel. Okay, so that's an informal practice. That's something that I encourage that you guys do before a hard meeting or after one or in the morning when you wake up. So incorporating this idea that just even 1 breath or 1 minute of thoughtful breathing makes a difference. So one other informal practice that I think is really awesome. So what is mindfulness and meditation? Mindfulness is a way of being, right? A way in which we live our lives in the present moment, not ruminating about the past or fretting about the future. Well, that's hard to do. Our minds are meant to wander. And if mindfulness is a way of being where we're present, meditation is the practice that we choose to focus on one thing at a time, notice when our mind wanders, and bring our awareness back. And as we practice doing this, we get better at focusing on that one thing at a time. So that when we notice our mind wandering in life, away from the task at hand, we can bring our awareness back. This helps us to be a lot more relaxed and less anxious, but it also helps us to be a lot more efficient in our work environments. Okay, so if we know mindfulness is a way of being, and meditation is focusing on one thing at a time, noticing when the mind wanders and bringing the awareness back, I want us to expand our understanding of mindfulness and meditation. And instead of thinking it just has to be sitting on the ground, cross-legged, going like this for 20 minutes, what if it's just choosing when you wake up in the morning or at some point throughout your day, focusing on an activity that brings you joy? That could be making your coffee or tea or petting a dog or a pet. It could be planting something outside, going for a walk, listening to music. Whatever that activity is for you that you enjoy, choose to do that activity with intention, being 100% there. And when your mind wanders away to wherever it might go to, with a sense of kindness and compassion, bring your awareness back. So for people who feel resistant to this idea of starting a mindfulness or meditation practice, I encourage you to just do something that brings you joy throughout the week and allow your awareness to just be there. And if it moves away from that activity, notice that and bring it back. And that is also meditation. For me, it's waking up in the morning and I just love making my coffee. I do French press, so I grind the beans and I smell their aroma and I put, on the water and I get it all boiling, and I don't incorporate any kind of technology into this. It's important that, if you have to use a timer or whatever, if you read on a Kindle, that's all okay. But when people do this moment of joy, I encourage you to not look at your phone or be on your texts or your emails, because we have so much going on in our lives. And sometimes it's very helpful to take a few moments away from that. Sound good? So this is our informal practice, micro meditations and taking moments of joy, allowing ourselves to be present. And mindfulness and meditation can also be, a more formal practice, which is what most of us think about when we think about mindfulness and meditation, sitting and focusing on the breath. So I think both are important. And now you're here, and we're going to do a formal practice in a moment, because I think a little bit of both are good. You can, use meditation apps. They're a great resource. Calm is a really nice one. Insight Timer is very good. Some people really love Headspace. I mean, there are 1,000 out there, and a lot of them are good. And don't be afraid to have somebody guide you, because I think sometimes people think, oh, I can't meditate on, I can't meditate on my own. I'm not good at this. It's okay. I often prefer to be guided as well. So today I'm going to guide you in a meditation that I call compassionate spoken word. And I think it is just the best meditation. It's a combination of a few different types. So it's a combination of a meditation poem, which I think I've done with some of you here today, and in another session. Meditation poem is when we recite words in our mind in rhythm with our breath. So we'll do that in this meditation. We'll also connect the sensation of our breath in different parts of our bodies. And the words that we continue to repeat are very loving and kind. And yes, we will. So I got a question said, could we share the meditation software name list after this call? Perfect. Kristen's on it. All right. So let's get into this more formal meditation. I'll lead you through it. You don't have to know anything, but I think you're really going to enjoy it. So find those meditation positions again. If your feet aren't on the ground, find that comfortable spot. If you need to kind of rearrange, that's just okay. All good. And if you want to sit back on your chair, you absolutely can. I think we just want to get comfortable. And then for a moment before we close our eyes, inhale and bring those arms up over your head, stretching, stretching, stretching. And then letting your arms just fall by your sides, shaking it out, letting all that tightness and tension go.
Molly, I think you are on mute.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
Thank you. I must have hit mute when I was stretching. All right. So closing your eyes. Feeling comfortable in your seat, feet on the ground. Allowing the eyes to stay closed if that feels comfortable, or gazing a few inches in front of you if that feels better. And just connecting to the sensation of the breath as you breathe in and out. So maybe for you, that's the cold air moving through the nose to the back of the throat, or the warm air as you exhale. Maybe for some of us, it's the sensation of the chest or belly moving up and down as you breathe. So just feel into the sensation of the breath, allowing it to be the focal point of your meditation for right now. Settling in and knowing right now you're exactly where you need to be. Simply breathing in and breathing out. And with this newfound awareness of the breath and of the body, I want you to repeat the words, joyful, energetic body, as you breathe in. And joyful, energetic body as you breathe out. Joyful, energetic body. And continue to repeat these words silently in your mind in rhythm with your breath. Feeling into the fundamental truth that you have a joyful and energetic body. Joyful, energetic body. And then when you're ready, you can let go of these words and simply reconnect to the breath. And move your awareness of the breath up into the chest. Imagining that you can breathe in and out directly from the center of the heart. Expanding the chest, lungs, and heart as you inhale. And release all tightness and tension as you exhale. And breathing in and out of this place in your body, I want you to recite the words, loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Feeling into the fundamental truth that you have a loving and compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. And then when you're ready, moving your awareness away from these words, letting them just fall away. Reconnecting with the breath. And moving the breath from the heart center up into the third eye center, a place we're very familiar with in yoga. And imagine as though you're breathing in and out from the place on your forehead, right in between your eyebrows. For some of you, this might feel expanding or like there's a spaciousness in your head. For others, it could feel tingly, or maybe you might not feel much at all. Just try your best to breathe in and out of this place. And with a newfound awareness of this place in your body, I want you to repeat the words, reflective, alert, quiet mind. Reflective, alert, quiet mind. Reflective, alert, quiet mind. Feeling into the fundamental truth that you have a reflective, alert, and quiet mind. Reflective, alert, quiet mind. And when you're ready, you can begin to let go of these words, reconnecting with the breath. Taking a big inhale through the nose, an audible exhale through the mouth, letting any tightness and tension go. And when you're ready, you can slowly begin to wiggle the toes and the fingers, slowly opening your eyes. And taking a moment to notice how you feel. Not immediately abandoning that sensation of peace or calm that you cultivated today, but knowing that lives within your body, heart, and mind. And that just by taking one breath or 1 minute of thoughtful breathing, you can return here. So now moving forward, you have a nice little bit of information to help you feel empowered about your meditation practice. And just know that when your mind wanders, when you sit down to meditate, that's all part of the practice. That's totally mindful. Just notice that it wanders and bring your awareness back. Meditation is not about eliminating all thought, but rather to have the mental and emotional fortitude to notice when the mind wanders away from where you've chosen and bring the awareness back. So you're all meditators. I'm so grateful to have been here today with you. And if you have any questions, of course, yes, write them down. So the apps that I mentioned that are really great for everybody are Calm, Insight Timer, and Headspace. Insight Timer is free. There's also a free version of Calm. So if anybody has any questions, of course, you can type them down in the chat or ask away. I know we're kind of headed to the end of the class, and I want to honor your time. So yeah, thank you, everybody. Okay, so the words during the meditation, that's a great question. So we connected sort of just generally with the breath, and we said, joyful, energetic body. Joyful, energetic body. Sort of fortifying that idea that we have a joyful and energetic body, and then moving our words up to the heart and saying loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Stepping into the fundamental truth that we have enough love and compassion in our heart to give to ourselves and to others. And I think sometimes we give to others and forget to give to ourselves. And then up into the third eye center, fortifying that fundamental truth that we are reflective, alert, and quiet. We can live our lives thinking productively and communicating effectively from also a place of calm and peace. And we simply have to remind ourselves of that. We have to remind ourselves from a physiological perspective. So saying those words helps to remind the body that we're all okay. And also just from like a mental and emotional perspective, it just feels good. So those were the words. And we can write them down in a follow-up and send an email. That could be kind of nice.
We will have a recording of this in our email on Friday, and I'll also put it on the Orica webpage, which is Nest Health Connection /Orica, and the password is Orica. So if you want to watch this again, you can definitely do so. And we really look forward to seeing you guys all again in a couple weeks. I think it's the 26th.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Thank you so much, Molly. This was wonderful. And
you're welcome.
And seeing all the comments, and it is really needed. So
yeah,
I appreciate you being with us today.
I appreciate being here.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great afternoon, everybody. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.